Ba, ba, ba. Hi, people.
Is anybody there?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we are.
Hey, good morning.
I just clicked on that window to see who's there, and yes, you are there.
It's all kinds of folks.
Trevor, Lizanelle, is that Dan? Mark? Sean?
Ye old bug hunter.
Carl?
I love our romper room intro.
I'll get a hand mirror that's been that's had the mirror taken out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
I'll bring it
I
and go,
see. I see Carl, and I see.
I see Christopher. I see. Young folks don't know what we're talking about.
Young folks are really wondering why anybody would put up with that kind of shit in a show.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think Twitch streamers and YouTube folks they do plenty of shout outs mid show.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I was watching a streamer the other day who couldn't even follow the game he was playing because he was so busy chatting with his chat.
Exactly.
Carrie, with this one note, Akira Takarada, is that not the Akira movie? That's a person named Akira Takarada?
That is an actor from Godzilla.
Oh!
Both in there.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, that guy.
Gojira!
He's amazing.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Good looking too, isn't he?
Well, as an older gentleman, he was definitely handsome. But as a younger gentleman, oh my.
How did he get younger?
Because comics. I don't know.
That's cool. Give me some of that action.
I was just looking at that article about him, and it's just a young guy. Man, he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Whoa, who farted?
Not me.
It's me. Sorry, guys.
Tony?
Wait, what? Did you just...
My office stanky. I think either someone farted or a cat took a shit.
Just own it, Rebecca. It's okay when it's yourself and you're alone. Just own it.
I think it came from somewhere inside the house, Rebecca.
It's coming from inside the house.
Dudes.
No.
Hey, 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 hey.
Are we ready?
We're
I
ready.
think we ready, boss.
No, we can get this going.
Let's get it going.
All right, here we go. Oh, hi everybody. How is everyone? Look, everyone's here.
We all made it.
Everyone's here.
Looks like I'll be honest, it was pretty cut and dry for me at a certain point this week.
You said you almost died? What was that all about?
I think I almost died this week. I'm pretty sure.
What
As
happened?
I get closer and closer to recovery from the incident on Monday, I think I may have almost died. I've got this recurrent stomach issue, and when it hits, it puts me on my ass, but it gets worse every time. And I ran 104 fever for 2 days, couldn't move for 36 hours. Pretty much, yeah. So I thought I was okay by Thursday, but after yesterday, looking back on Thursday, going, no, you were not good on Thursday. You were still a freaking mess, clown shoes. So anyway, it was enough to get me to finally make an appointment with a doctor.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
About goddamn time.
Well, yeah.
How you make an appointment with a doctor?
Well, you call or
Yeah,
What?
we use a telephone, or
Does my mom do it for me?
sometimes you could do it online.
yeah,
Can
have
I,
your mom.
come
have your-
see you soon, doctor?
We actually one of the really good benefits of the company I work for is that we actually have an on-call staff doctor. So,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
No, that's
All right. Well, he's Lee George Cade, everybody. He nearly died.
And I nearly died for your sins. I would have been the martyr you loved.
Also,
I can have two of those now.
also, he's not okay. I promise. He's Jay Whitaker, everybody.
Hey, what's up? I need a doctor appointment. I need about 5. Hey, everybody. This is Jay Whitaker. Got shows. Go to itsjaywhitaker.com. Call, and while you're at it, online at itsjaywhitaker.com, make sure you make a doctor's appointment. Get a checkup.
Make
You know, get a therapist.
I'm going to go see my doctor on Tuesday.
I need a doctor for real. So, is there a
Saw mine
doctor in
last
this
week.
chat?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, somebody help me make an appointment because I don't know how to do that shit.
I'll teach you.
He just collapsed. There we go. All right. Somebody farted in Rebecca Frost's house. Oh,
Yeah, I personally also boycotting doctors until they tell me something else other than to exercise and lose weight.
I'm sure we could find you a doctor that would do that.
Would be nice. You would
there's a-
think.
I'll bet there's a bunch of them in Utah County who would offer up a special elixir for you that would take care of everything.
There's a fantastic article that I found last week from a woman who was going through some medical issues, and after a year of exercise and lose weight, she finally said, "Fine, I'm going to exercise and lose weight." And then she went back in, and she's like, "So what's wrong with me?" "Oh, obviously you've got some problems. Let's get them checked out." So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. My knees hurt all the time. Why? Probably because I'm just fat, says every doctor I've ever seen.
It could be that you have 22 knee tumors.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Oh, those knee tumors, yes.
Have you tried rubbing oils on it? That's why I haven't made it a doctor's appointment. I've just been using like all types of oils? and moisturizing. Like that's the thing. That's what we didn't go to doctors growing up. We just moisturized. That's it.
Well, that's why, like, when I was a kid, I broke a couple bones growing up, and my parents did not take me to the hospital for a couple days.
That's right. You put some peppermint oil.
I
on
broke
that
my
shit.
big toe, and it swelled up to, like, the size of a football. Like, none of my shoes fit. And it wasn't until none of my shoes fit, my mom was like, "Oh, I guess maybe we'll take you to the doctor now."
Oh, you got to put tangerine oil on that one. That's a different.
Tangerine oil.
I know it was a big toe. That's a different
Wow.
thing.
Yeah,
That
it was a big
is.
toe. I fucked up my big toe on my on my giant feet.
There is
Hey.
a different citrus oil for every toe.
Someone
Yes,
in
Lee?
this someone in this chat, someone in this group of 6 has actually driven me to a doctor because I wouldn't get my ass out of the snowfield that I had collapsed in and melted all the way down to the surface of the yard.
Would that
Well,
be...
ambulance rides are expensive.
I
Right,
wouldn't.
that's
I
what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
go.
I'm gonna Uber.
I'm gonna
that joint.
Uber. Yeah, if I ever
Or
need a
Lyft.
ride, I'm gonna Uber.
I nearly died from a pneumonia, but Shannon dragged my ass to the doctor.
What a guy.
He saved
Somebody gonna have
Lee's
to
life.
kidnap me and take me to the doctor.
He saved Lee's life. He's Shannon Barnes and everybody.
My man.
No.
Hey.
Not my best choice.
No,
Yo.
it's true. You went through my pockets. I didn't have any change. You thought, okay, let's take him to the doctor.
Yeah.
He considered it a future investment to rob you later.
I'm low energy today. Mm-hmm. It's been a week.
Daylight savings is the worst. Like, daylight savings week is
yeah,
the worst week of all
and
time.
Read.
I decided it makes kids go crazy too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty tired, but there was one highlight of my week this week. I ignited feminist rage inside of Rebecca Frost.
What did you do? What did I miss?
Rebecca's like, what?
Did I miss this?
No, he sent a video of his kid when he's trying to speak with a British accent, and he told me to show it to Jen instead of just sending it to her directly. And I was like, okay, tip me $1 for like the work. And I get to work, and there's a bag of $1 in change. It says thanks for everything. And I was like, what man left this on my desk?
This one.
I hope it was all pennies.
This one right
It
here.
was like 2 quarters and 5 dimes. And I was
I think there was a nickel or two in there.
I was like, what man left this $1 in change on my desk and said thanks for everything?
That
and
one.
then I found out it was from Shannon, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm not mad about that.
It was so funny.
And then he took
Because she
you to
sent
the
me a
doctor.
text. She sent me a text. It's like, I was so mad.
I was furious.
That's funny. Quad T, everybody. Too Tall Tony.
Hey. Isn't that funny how quick your anger can shift to not so
Yeah.
angry when you find out
The
whoever
hot-
was a dick to you is your friend instead
The
of
hot
yeah,
second I
someone
found out it
else.
was Shannon, I was like, oh, yeah, whatever.
Yes.
That's
this is
funny.
fine.
Then this is funny.
It's so funny how that works.
Distracts.
Anyway, check me out on Twitter at Quad T Tony or on the Gadget Spot, a podcast.
All right.
Oh,
And-
I forgot. Oh,
Yes?
Go
our
ahead,
host.
Shannon.
It's our host. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Howie Jackson.
Mr. Gary
Oh.
Jackson.
Right.
Hi. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com for now. All right.
I forgot to tell you one more highlight. There was one more highlight of my week.
Yes.
And it happened
That's good.
yesterday. I think I saw the world's biggest douchebag.
Okay.
You mean actual...
Yeah, it was
You
like
look in the mirror.
What
No, but it's like-
man did this to my desk?
This guy was driving a this insanely tricked out like Nissan. You know how they do it? It had like dragon wings and
A
shit on the side.
Nissan of all the cars?
I don't know. It's
It was
weird.
a
There's that.
GTR.
So anyway, I'm like, what a douchebag. And then I got behind him, and he had a personalized license plate that just said squats.
Never skip
What?
leg day.
So
with
this
that?
guy, this
Squats.
So
Yeah.
you found the one guy that missed the dwarves in Warhammer 40,000.
I guess. But I was just in awe. I was like, wow.
Ain't nothing wrong with squats.
well, yeah, but basing your entire personality around it?
Basing your entire personality around squats.
That guy, that's the squat guy.
They call me Squats, man.
Hey, I'm squats.
Hell yeah.
He
You ever seen an ass like this, huh?
He's
Can't lift anything, but I sure can press.
He's Spuds McKenzie's brother,
Me go
Squats
drive
McKenzie.
car. Me go
Squats
drive
McKenzie.
car.
First name Squats, last
Bug-
name Teabag.
Bug Hunter says the trucker convoy is still messing around in DC. It just sounds-
There's nothing to protest.
No, there's nothing left for them
Nothing
to
left.
protest.
I would
Everything's
say,
open.
knowing that gas is $7 a gallon in DC right now, the joke's
Yeah.
kind of on them.
Yeah. All right. Let's begin with this was, in my opinion, the big news for the week. This was a big announcement. Mandalorian season 3. We don't have a release date yet, but we did get some casting.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw this morning. I was like, yo, let's go.
I hope they name him Del Orion.
Well, that was a tweet I saw that said, unless his Star Wars name is Del Orion, why are we wasting our time?
Right. Why you look like long-haired John Turturro right now?
Oh, that's
That
I'm
picture
gonna
is
say-
something else.
The Batman.
What the fuck is Christopher Lloyd gonna play? A corpse?
No, he's going to walk up. He's going to be like,
Mando.
Mando, we have to get Grogu back to the training. This is my 35th best impersonation.
we don't know who he's going to play, but like we said, if it's not Del Orion, then by God, don't waste our time with that news. Anyway, so he'll be playing something. It'll just be like a guest kind of thing.
Yeah.
He won't be full time. It'll be
He's replacing Gina Carano.
oh,
He's gonna have
choice.
he's gonna have a little rebel thing tattooed on his
Mando!
face.
Mando, I know
That's your job.
It's me, your old friend Cara Dune.
I have no right-leaning opinions.
my God, Kara, what happened to you? Oh, radiation! It was the
Maybe he's gonna voice a droid.
It was the Libyans, Mando. It was the Libyans.
Tony. I think Tony, you might be right. That would be
Voicing a droid.
that would be a
Well,
good choice.
They tend to reserve comedians for the voices of droids. Not to say that he's not like funny.
I was gonna say, have you seen
Wait,
him
so I
in
could
the
be a
live
droid?
action The Tick?
Egg Foo just called it. He's going to play a space taxi repairman.
Perfect.
I like that.
He's going to be Reverend Jim.
The old folks like that joke.
No, if he played an old alien that worked on taxis, I would
would
call
be-
Carrie on the phone and then we'd call Shannon and we'd be like, "Remember Taxi?"
That would be
Ah,
hilarious.
Reverend Jim.
What's a taxi?
It was just his groundbreaking role. All right.
That's
No,
true.
I'm
That's
asking what a taxi is.
two
An
references there that young people won't get: the show and the actual device.
the actual thing.
Is that the one with the guy in it, taxi driver?
No.
It's from a period of time where really homely men could be leading actors
That's right.
in television shows.
It was actually a very funny TV series.
It was groundbreaking.
Yeah, Andy Kaufman was in it.
It's like somebody said, "Hey, let's take half of the inmates from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and put them in a sitcom."
Exactly. That's exactly it. Because, there were 3 of them, weren't there? Yes. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good, Lee. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
you had Danny DeVito. You had
The guy from Always Sunny?
his best role, absolutely.
You had Danny DeVito. You had Christopher Lloyd. You had
Oh shit, was there 3?
I had it in my head. What was the other person from
Kaufman?
Taxi? Andy? No, Andy Kaufman wasn't.
No, Andy Kaufman got his breakout on Taxi.
Oh my
okay.
God, do I have
Maybe
to
two.
Google this?
Yeah.
I'm already
Maybe just
doing
two.
it.
Maybe
it's
it's
all
just
right.
two.
It's
All right. Well, we'll move on. We'll move on.
Move on.
So, thanks to an apparent technical glitch,
Oh,
we
Tony
found
Danza,
Tony Danza.
Judd Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch.
Were
I love that they're
Banter.
reading IMDb to us.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now.
This is Google.
Oh, I'm on IMDb.
Well, thanks to an apparent technical glitch, we found out the release date for The Batman on HBO Max. According to a Deadline, it was also screen capped. The dates before they were removed from the HBO website says that The Batman will debut on HBO Max Tuesday, April 19th, and Saturday, April 23rd on HBO.
That's fast.
Good.
Yeah, they didn't want to let you know this soon, but it was a glitch on the website apparently.
They wanted you
but-
to keep coming to theaters as long as possible. Yeah.
Exactly, and I mean I'm still gonna try to make it to the theater next week to see it.
It's a theater-worthy show, if you ask
Yeah.
me.
I want to
That's
watch
what I
it in
hear.
the dark.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, because if you're gonna watch it at home, you got to turn off all of the lights.
Yeah, or maybe light a candle or two because it is sexy.
Or potentially stinky
Or light a candle
if you're in
because
Rebecca's house.
it's the emo-ness. Yeah, my house stinks just like all the time.
But apparently that rataalada.com website is still up.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
light
it's
a-
changing. It's constantly changing.
Yeah, it's interactive.
Yeah, so you can go there and find extra
and
stuff.
spoiler alert for the movie. Am I right, Tony?
Oh, I haven't looked.
So only
No,
go,
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
website
Rataalada.
itself.
The word
is-
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
more Batman news because you had is it Paul Dano or Paul Dano
Dano.
played Riddler?
I
Is it
always heard
Dano?
Dano, yeah.
All right.
He was awesome in that
Paul
movie.
Paul Dano has signed on to write a limited series comic book about the Riddler called Riddler Year One. Apparently, what happened was that he and the director talking about the creation of the character. There was a lot of stuff that they came up with that never made it into the movie, and so they're going to do a 6-issue bi-monthly limited series starting in October, and he's writing it, and you've got. It'll be out in comic books.
Do you know
stores.
who's drawing it?
Steven Subic?
Because that's the thing about comic book artists is they also do not get the recognition they deserve.
Yes. Steven Subic, he's a European artist. He recently announced that he joined DC Comics on Twitter.
How long has this whole Riddler being the Zodiac killer thing been going around? I mean, that was flowing around during Nolan's period that they wanted to do that, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's always been the idea for
Yeah.
for the Riddler
Nice.
to do that kind of
I
thing.
gotta say though, what
That is-
the hell is Riddler Year One going to even be about? Like him just going
It's
up
about
in
him.
levels?
It's about
going
him
to-
acquiring
arts and crafts and
500
shit?
followers on the internet.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
I get that joke.
And you think I'm joking? I'm sorry, this is not really a spoiler alert, but he has 500. He has over 500 followers on the internet, and so
507.
Riddler Year One is about him acquiring 500 followers.
Well, here's what the synopsis says. The series explores the background of how accountant Edward Nashton went from simple Gotham City nobody to becoming Batman's nemesis, setting them on a collision course in the blockbuster feature film. So.
But also, so in The Batman, it's his second year as Batman.
Yeah.
And all of the stuff that the Riddler does, he definitely doesn't do overnight. So I can see how they could make a comic out of what the Riddler has been doing in the last year to set up to the events in the movie The Batman.
For
makes
sure.
sense.
I think a lot of people are like, how come Batman gets, his butt kicked so much in this movie? Because he's in the middle of his second year of being Batman.
He's
you know?
He's just a dude.
This movie is his first like real big case. Everything else in
also-
his Batman career up to this point has been like low level thugs and little gang member things and stuff like that.
And anytime, no matter how good of a fighter you are, you take on 7 goons, 12
Yeah,
goons,
you're
15
gonna get
goons.
punched up.
You're going to get an
ass kicked.
owie.
Yeah, you will. You'll get an owie. It'll hurt your knees, Rebecca.
Yep, you'll get an oopsie doodle.
Could you imagine?
Let's see. Jeff Bezos is very excited to announce that there is something else left for him to own. MGM. He
He wants to be James Bond.
That picture's amazing.
That is great, isn't it? He announced an $8.45 billion deal to buy MGM. So that's and we've talked about this story a year or so ago because it's been going through the process. But that's 007, James Bond. Where's the Federal Trade Commission? I'm just curious because this guy's buying everything and nobody seems to care.
I'll tell you where they're at. They're in his back pocket. They're in all these rich conglomerates' back pockets.
When are we going to start calling them oligarchs?
Let's start. Let's start
Well, they're
on this
American.
show.
They can't be oligarchs if they're American. They're successful businessmen.
But so this is so that means that Amazon will add the vast catalog of more than 4,000 films, 1,700 TV shows, 17,000 TV shows, excuse me, for its offering, beefing up its library. So, we're talking Silence of the Lambs, which I love, Fargo. We're talking, Pink Panther,
Rocky.
all that stuff, Rocky. All of that stuff. So.
Well, I'm just waiting for the day that Disney and Amazon, they got two parts of the country.
Yeah.
And they
And we're going to go
Together.
There's going to be a civil war.
And that's
Amazon
the plot of
versus Disney.
and that's the plot of DMZ on HBO Max.
I know.
So,
Has that started?
yes,
Yeah.
I watched the first episode yesterday. We'll talk about it coming up.
Okay.
And then there was this interesting news, and I want to talk about Trek fans after we talk about this casting. Strange New Worlds. They approved season 2 already, even though we haven't even seen season 1, and they have cast Captain Kirk.
Look at young Bruce Campbell here.
Look at that!
That guy's a vampire.
He does look like Bruce Campbell a bit, doesn't he?
He does a little bit, yeah.
Anyway, Paul Wesley.
You look like a
is his
Pixar dad.
Accurate,
That's true.
yes.
That's true. Paul Wesley from The Vampire Diaries, Amira and Sam, Medal of Honor.
Elena.
Is it? Oh,
Gotta protect Elena.
oh,
Look
okay.
like John
Diaries.
Mayer if he had his shit together. Like that.
He doesn't look like he's actually aged at all since Vampire Diaries. Maybe
No, because he's a
he is
vampire, Tony.
He looked like
doesn't.
John Mulaney if he was a quarterback. This is
Now-
like I'm roasting the shit out of this. dude.
Jay, my
Oh.
God.
Jay, you
Now-
got to check out the cover of I think it's Newsweek or Time or something. It's got Vitalik Buterin in it. On it, he looks like an emaciated Tom Brady.
Oh, the crypto guy?
The crypto guy, Ethereum, yeah.
Now,
That's
everyone,
weird that you know his name, Tony. Crypto
I'm a nerd.
pervert.
Now, Star Trek fans were being awful this week because immediately they freaked out and said,
Fans being awful?
"I know, right? I'm
What
not.
a
I'm used.
surprise.
I'm not used to it with Star Trek fans, though." Is the thing.
I don't know. They're getting pretty bad with the
They are,
the new
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are. They immediately flipped out and said, "Why would you do this? You haven't give Captain Pike, you give him one season, and suddenly we're bringing in Captain Kirk, and you're going to be retelling all of these stories again." No. Pike was the captain of the Enterprise for 15 years. Okay, if Kirk is there, chances are, and this Star Trek Discovery season, second season takes place 8 years into that. So they're not getting rid of Captain Pike. If anything, they're just introducing the character because he was Kirk was on the Republic, right? Wasn't he before?
Ellen, he was. I think he was. I don't think Enterprise was his first commission as captain either. I think he'd been captain of a smaller ship.
Let me see.
So
You know what's weird?
I'll
Like,
look it up.
I've got the notes
Star
here.
Wars fans, if they were introducing a younger version of, I don't know, somebody else in Star Wars, Star Wars fans would be like, "Oh my God, absolutely losing my shit."
Let's see. So 8 years into 10 years. Yeah, Kirk was on the Republic. He was also he was at the Academy teaching for a while. So, I mean, calm down, Star Trek fans. All right, just let it happen.
So he was on the USS Farragut as a phaser gun crew member. He
The
was
USS what?
Yeah, Farragut.
I know where you're going, Rebecca.
Farragut.
Oh, okay.
Farragut.
Okay.
Farragut.
Jacques, yeah, and he was lieutenant for a long time. I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not It's not like, unfortunately, we've got the J.J. Abrams movie where all you have to do is be hot for a few minutes and you'll be captain of an enterprise.
Is that not
in the
how that
military?
works?
No, you spend a
That's how
long
it
time
works.
working your way up to captain. I mean, like,
Real life-
there's a guy on this very podcast who, in a J.J. Abrams universe, would already be a retired rear admiral with his time in the military. I'm talking about Jay.
Shit. I ain't that old.
No,
No,
I'm
it's
just
because you're
saying.
so good
No,
looking.
it's because you're hot.
In the
Oh,
J.J.
that's how
Abrams
you move
universe,
up in
all
the
you have
J.J.
to do
Abrams.
is be hot and heroic for 15 minutes. They'll be like, "Here's a ship. You're
In the
captain now."
J.J. Abrams universe and also real life.
So true. So the other Star Trek fan thing that I need to address this week is all of these bad Star Trek fans who are freaking out about stunt casting in the season finale of Discovery season 4.
I was going to ask if you were going to talk about this.
I'm not going to talk about the plot or the show itself, and this really isn't a spoiler. But Stacey Abrams, who is running for governor of Alabama, Georgia.
Oh,
Georgia. She's the one who flipped Georgia blue.
She did.
Georgia.
Now, she is a Star Trek fan, and if you don't believe me, there is I rarely
of
mention other...
receipts.
there are plenty of receipts of where she's a Star Trek fan.
Which she doesn't have to provide.
She doesn't have to provide, but they cast her as the president of United Earth. And she played the role.
Airlines. I was like,
And these bad Star Trek fans went crazy about stunt casting. I challenge you to go back and take a look at Star Trek and talk about stunt casting, all right? It's all through it. Seth MacFarlane's in there. Frasier's in there. I mean,
Yeah.
I could go
Like,
on.
like Fraser as
Yeah.
Fraser?
Mick Fleetwood. Mick Fleetwood is stunt cast in there.
John Tesh.
Yeah. And
How
then
about the Rock before he was
The Rock was there.
Yeah.
You know,
Cardi
so...
B.
A, there's plenty of stunt casting. B, oh man, it's so surprising that Star Trek got political.
Nope.
No,
Yeah, nope.
no.
Y'all better
What
chill.
show have you been watching, people? What show? Anyway, all right.
Stephen Hawking's played himself. That's
Yeah.
about
Right.
as stunty as you can get.
Well,
Exactly.
Jesus Christ, Whoopi Goldberg for fuck's sake.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Whoopi Goldberg played Jesus Christ. It's
it was great too. But anyway, so I just wanted to say, sit back and let the Star Trek happen to you. All right, you'll enjoy it.
Yep.
We better take a break and let Rebecca take care of her dog here.
I'm sorry. He's,
Is that a
Well, it
dog
sounds
fart?
like it sounds like he's
No,
dying.
he's whining. This isn't even the old one. This is the young one.
All right, so after these messages, we'll be right back.
back.
What's wrong with that dog?
He's just making noises. We call him a little velociraptor because I don't know if
What
you
was
heard
that?
He squeals.
just yawned, didn't he?
He squeals every time he yawns.
That's pretty
I
cute.
call him a little tiny velociraptor. Come on,
I ain't
Zane.
even gonna hold you. That's cute as shit.
Hey guys, I'm gonna run down and get some coffee but go ahead and start if I'm not back in a reasonable time.
Okay,
All right.
doke. Hey, let
in
me.
an hour, bud.
Let me.
Yeah,
Hey.
see you in an hour.
No, I just like
Jay.
you guys. I am dragging.
He's gonna come back. He's gonna come back with like a fresh brisket that he made.
Oh yeah.
Hey, real quick,
Hey, where is
If I could
everybody?
cook a brisket in an hour,
Jay.
man, I'd
Shannon.
be cooking them every day.
real quick, homie. Mute your mic when you come back, or while you leave.
I can do it. I can do it from here. I'll just
Yeah,
I'll
why
don't you do that?
mute him when he walks back in.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, let's start part 2.
Let me share my screen. You got to see this picture of this Ethereum guy, Jay.
Are you doing that, or are we going?
Let's
well,
let him share the picture. Give Rebecca a chance
Yeah,
to
give
get
Rebecca
back.
a sec.
Oh, I didn't see Rebecca leave. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, we're at 60% power, Captain.
Let's see. There it is.
Oh, that guy.
Yo, that is malnourished Tom Brady.
Yep.
That is. What is it? What is it? Where? It's like where
Look
they
at these
show.
crypto bros, man.
He's
It's
the
like
one
where
that
they-
invented Ethereum, or one
It's
of
like
the guys that
Flashpoint
co-invented
Paradox or
Ethereum.
whatever.
Yeah.
Hi,
Where-
I
where
invented
they-
crypto.
I was
Where
going to
they
say, if
show
there's-
Superman kept under a red sun and he's all skinny and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
That's Tom Brady version
Yeah,
right there.
this is Tom Brady if he just
Yeah.
never just played play football.
This is the guy. This is the guy who watched The Machinist and said, "I can do that."
It's called the blockchain, okay?
Yeah. This is Tom Brady if he discovered Minecraft first. This is
Welcome
he just
to my
never
TED
left the
Talk.
fucking
Listen,
house.
And yet he never sleeps alone
Listen,
because of his winning personality.
I invented some money, okay, and I think you
Yes,
should get
yeah.
some. All right. Let's
Buy a
and I-
Tesla.
I
Buy
don't want
a
to.
yacht.
I don't want to shame, really thin people. He might have an eating disorder. He might be incredibly, high metabolism. He just looks like a douche. I don't care about the skinny part.
Yeah.
If he's a blockchain bro. Ah!
He's
all
like
I needed.
one of the inventors of the blockchain.
I got a code.
Bros.
I got my
Oh, hey,
Monster Energy drink.
Guys,
And my mom's Slim Fast bars. Yeah.
I do want to let everybody know that on YouTube we have officially made it. We have people that are summarily disliking our videos just because.
Oh, really?
Why?
It's
Oh,
only
we've
one
always
or,
had that.
it's only one or two people.
Then
But-
we've arrived, I suppose.
We've
always-
arrived.
oh,
Is it
that's-
the
that's
same
been-
one or
that's
two
been
people?
going on for years.
No,
we
we've
always
had
get one dislike.
eventually, but we had a period of about 4 or 5 months where like 100% likes because I was watching this stuff on the daily, and then about 2 weeks ago, somebody started coming in and like going through and disliking everything.
Is it the same?
Because of when
don't
it
know if it
happened, I
lets
have
us
to
see
assume
who
it's
it
the
is.
same person. We can't see who it is,
Yeah.
but I do want to let that person know, thank you. It doesn't matter how you interact with us; you're still helping the algorithm.
Well, see,
Yay.
between this and the porn bots from last week, I'd say we've arrived.
I
after
miss
Honestly.
the porn bots.
After
But yeah,
14
any interaction with us on our YouTube, it still helps us.
Yeah.
So
we
thank
can
you.
imagine having that much time where you're like, you know what? Oh man.
I remember
imagine.
stepping in on a flame war that was happening in a comment section on a YouTube channel, and the guy that ran the channel said, "Do not stop this. This is helping me so much right now." And it was just like,
All right. Let's begin.
Okay.
Are the dislikes on my Queen video? No. Oof.
no, your Queen
Nobody can
videos.
refute or dislike that video. Come on.
You go to jail if you dislike it.
Go to Queen jail.
Go to Queen jail.
I just can't believe she's pregnant. Out of all the theories,
I know.
Last on my list right there.
All right. Here we go.
the Queen fucks.
Oh, yeah.
And we're back. Okay. Let's see. We got casting news for two items of casting news for the same show. I love this. Because we love the Harley Quinn cartoon on HBO Max, right?
Yes.
I love it.
Now, we've got a couple of, and these were announced at South by Southwest, which just wrapped up recently, for voice work on the Harley Quinn cartoon. Ladies and gentlemen, James Gunn will play himself
Yay!
Yes. That is so great. I
in the
love it.
Harley Quinn cartoon, and I
Like a
hope
game
that he
show
gets.
host right there.
I hope he gets murdered spectacularly. I hope that. You know,
Probably wrote that into his contract for it. Character must die spectacularly.
I want King Shark to eat him. Something like that. You know, something like that would just be hilarious.
I just want to know when he started playing the role of mayonnaise. Because he went from one of the whitest men alive to literally the whitest man alive.
He let his hair dye job stop during quarantine. Yeah.
That's what happened during Jackass Forever. They started to film Jackass, and Johnny Knoxville had his hair dyed. But
That's what happened to me too.
oh, you were filming Jackass, and then the pandemic hit, and then you had to grow your hair out.
Exactly. Let's see. So there's that, and also on the same show, Nightwing is going to appear,
I love this casting.
and it's once again our old friend Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows.
Guillermo!
Really?
Please.
Harvey
Please.
That's
Gillen
awesome.
will be playing Nightwing.
Those are cool glasses.
Those are incredible glasses. And most stylists will tell you that round-faced people should not wear round lenses. And I'm here to say Harvey's proving otherwise.
That's true.
You look good.
He makes it go.
I really, really want
I just
Nightwing
can't-
for some reason to say creepy paper.
Creepy paper.
I just can't wait to hear that voice coming out of Nightwing.
Out of Nightwing, yeah.
It's gonna be great.
I like how the lenses actually go outside of the metal frames.
That's
That's
what I was
what I
just
like about it.
noticing. That's just fire,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Those are
that
good
is
looking
true.
glasses.
Those are.
He looks like a mad optometrist.
Now, honestly, he looks like a cool dentist. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
like I'd get a root
Perfect.
canal from this dude. You know, like
Your
he's got
descriptions
a good
are on
crew.
point today, Jay.
Yeah. Open wide, please.
Your descriptions are just perfect.
Spit or don't.
What I love about Harvey, and this is the case with What We Do in the Shadows, has been the case when he was in The Magicians. He played a map keeper on The Magicians.
Oh my
quite
god!
a
And
long-
then when the castle disappears, and he's like, "Fuck,"
Got to redraw all the maps.
because he has to reach.
What I love about him is that he's a big dude and he's never ever the subject of fat jokes. I love that. It's so great. So
That's true. Now this is I buried this here in the middle of the show, but this is actually the project that I am the most excited about that was announced this week. Now this is a comic book that I read some of it from Boom Studios. It was Irredeemable, and then there was a spin-off
Oh,
series
yeah.
called Incorruptible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know, Irredeemable was sort of a deconstruction of well-known superhero tropes, a story of how the world's greatest hero, the Plutonian, let's call him Superman, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's no bones about it.
So he snaps under the pressure of his responsibility and charts a dark path to become the world's greatest supervillain, slaughtering millions in the process. Now, the spin-off, Incorruptible, also flipped the paradigm and followed the supervillain Max Damage as he responded to the plutonium's evil by gradually transforming himself into a superhero with the aim of stopping the plutonian.
It's
Now,
good.
those both so good.
Yeah, and the added pressure though is that this character, his powers are starting to degenerate, and he's starting to lose his mind. Now that's an interesting concept for a superhero movie, but wait till I tell you who's making it. This is what got me excited because we all loved The Harder They Fall on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a Western. It's James Samuel. And I remember saying when I saw that movie, I said, show me anything that this guy has directed. I will watch it all.
Yeah.
Well, he's making it. He is going to be the
no.
director. Yes.
So is it a movie or a series?
It's for Netflix, so it'll probably be a movie, maybe a series. We
hope
don't
it's a
know now.
series.
It's just
I
in the
think it's-
beginning stages.
I think it's time they start doing Maury's. Those are series of movies.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Now, also producing the adaptation will be Jay-Z. We've got James Lasseter. We got, Stephen Christie and Ross Ritchie for Boom. And the writer, let me see if I can find this here. The writer is, he also helped with The Harder They Fall, but he also wrote One Night in Miami and
Oh, wow.
co-directed, he co-directed the Pixar movie Soul.
Well,
So
what do these guys know about things?
exactly. I mean, if you've got some storytelling there, that certainly, wow. I mean, like I said,
Who was the writer of the comic? Was that a Mark Waid comic?
it was Mark Waid, yes.
Yeah.
It was Mark Waid, illustrated mostly by Peter Krause. But that is actually the project that I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
the most.
I was pretty excited about that too.
So, run to your comic book store and pick up some issues of Irredeemable and Incorruptible and enjoy them and read them. It's
You
great.
can get them now at your public library.
Here's a little something. Now, they dropped Spider-Man No Way Home digitally, right? It was available
Yep.
for download this week.
Tuesday.
But if you want to just watch the first 10 minutes of it, you can on YouTube.
Oh my god, I am. If I never, honestly, here's the thing: if I never heard about No Way Home ever again, I think I would be okay. Like the first 10 minutes of it on YouTube, everyone's already seen it.
Have they?
Who needs
Well,
the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, looking at the box office receipts, I'd say that just about everybody on the planet has seen it.
So my Spider-Man disappeared. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Uh-oh.
But you can watch it on YouTube. It's the first 10 minutes, and really the first 60 seconds is like credits and stuff. But if you'd like
So
to
you
watch
can watch the credits.
So you got the digital release is out, and the DVD Blu-ray 4K is April 12th. But so you can watch the first 10 minutes on YouTube right now. That's something to do while you're at work. Also released this week, the first full-length trailer for Ms. Marvel,
Yeah.
and that is
I
out.
haven't watched it.
It's
Yeah,
the nerds are losing their minds because her powers are different. But
She
so
still
much better.
stretches. She still
don't know if they're
stretches.
Better.
yeah,
I was going to say we don't really know from this trailer how different her powers are.
I don't know what comedian said it, but there's a comedian that just had a great bit about how any stretchy guy is going to look stupid. So they
Well,
just
That's
made her
just a
powers
fact.
look good.
That's just a
Yeah.
fact. Stretchy people look stupid on TV, so they
Right.
had to add a cosmic element to it to also tie it into Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau. Come on.
It looks so great, though. I mean,
I was going to say
it's
here's the
sincere
thing
and
is that
cute.
it catches the essence of the character beautifully.
That's what matters.
Right.
You know, I mean, the most exposure I've had to this character was playing the Avengers game, but everything about her seems to be translating just great onto this trailer. So, I mean, it's awkward kid, awkward powers, awkward family, and that's what's there.
And to the people complaining about changing her powers, they probably wanted to keep them the same, and then they did test footage, and it looked
Yeah.
fucking stupid,
Exactly.
right?
And
would
maybe
also-
maybe her powers are evolving right now, and maybe
I
at
would
the end of
also-
this series it'll be the way it should be. You don't know.
I would also direct you to Spider-Man: No Way Home, where they have a great segment talking about movies changing powers.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Rebecca, we referenced No Way Home again. June 8th.
Sorry, you saw it 7 years before the rest of us. And
Well,
so you're
it's not that I saw it 7 years before the rest of you. It's the fact that they keep putting out stuff. And news articles keep coming out about stuff about it. And the movie came out in December. I'm over it.
kind of whiny too.
Anyway, I'm excited about Ms. Marvel.
Listen, I didn't say anything about you being spicy earlier.
I didn't say you were spicy. I said you were whiny.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Anyway,
let's
I'm here for it. Whine away. It's awesome.
let's raise a glass. Raise a glass, everybody. Because the
Glass is full of tea bags.
Wow.
that's unfortunate.
Oh, that kind of tea bag.
There we
A
go.
glass full of tea bags for you, sir.
Enjoy.
The star of the Godzilla movies
wide.
is dead. And I'm not talking
Godzilla?
about Godzilla. I know you'd think he's the star of the Godzilla movies, but
The movie's about him. It's called
yeah.
Godzilla.
it's actor Akira Takarada. He was in the original 1954 film, and he then went on to be in just about all of them.
This guy was like Japan's Elvis.
Oh, look at him! What a good-looking
Just
guy.
stunner.
Yeah. He appeared regularly over the first few decades of the franchise, multiple comebacks. He died this week, 87 years old. It says no cause of death was given, but I'm guessing 87 years old. Yeah.
The old.
He was born in 1934. He got his first shot acting in 1953. His first film, some weird monster movie called Godzilla. He played sailor Hideto Otaga. Otaga tells the Japanese Coast Guard about the first ship Godzilla destroys and witnesses the king of kaiju destruction at the end. He also made his way into the 1956 American, 57 French, and 77 Italian recuts of the film. He was also in Mothra vs. Godzilla, Invasion of the Astro Monster, Ibra Horror of the Deep,
That's
All
a good
con-
movie.
all considered part of Godzilla's monster franchise. He then returned for Godzilla vs. Mothra in 1992, Godzilla Final Wars in 2004. He was in the Gareth Edwards reboot but was cut. But he was asked to be there. He did a lot of voice work. The guy was a legend if you're a Godzilla fan.
So if I lived in that universe, I would look at him as the reason why all the monsters were there, since he was in all the movies. Be like,
Or at least just try to stay away from him, you know?
right?
Did they cut him out of the American versions and put in Raymond Burr though?
No, he was still there. Raymond Burr was more
was
of
just-
a
He was
like a
just
narrator,
added, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at it. I'm Raymond Burr to tell you what's going on since you can't understand this wacky Japanese movie.
Completely unnecessary. I'm Raymond Burr.
He's like, these Japanese, huh?
And let's do this story real quick here. Disney has had some problems the past few weeks down in Florida. All because they were a little slow on the Don't Say Gay bill. We talked about it last week, and they didn't handle it well. Although they finally did handle it, they pulled funding from all politicians, which I think was a mistake. They should have just pulled from the politicians who were supporting the Don't Say Gay bill.
I do have a wild theory, Carrie.
Yes.
Maybe everybody should pull all funding from all politicians. All funding
Wouldn't
from
that
all
be
politicians.
something?
Great idea.
What a
And
notion.
maybe they could run off of just like their platform and their merits alone.
Well, I mean, if you look at the history of Disney World down there in Florida, it didn't start out with, buying politicians. It was just like, hey, we're coming in here to give you money because we're Disney. And they went, yes, excellent,
Right.
It was all tax and that kind of thing. That's how they got a lot of money out of Disney. But and Pixar made a very public statement accusing Disney of censoring LGBTQ content over the years. No specifics were given, but because of this backlash, we've got a scene that was originally taken out of the movie Lightyear, put back in. It was edited out. It will now be restored. It's June 17th. Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear, the inspiration for the Toy Story space character. One of Buzz's colleagues on his adventure is a character named Hawthorne, voiced by Uzo Aduba. And Hawthorne is in a meaningful relationship with another woman. And that dynamic was always part of the story. The kiss shared by the couple had been cut from the film. Well, Pixar just said, well, we're going to put it back in.
I heard they're cartoons.
Exactly.
Well, it's an interesting thing because a lot of people go. I mean, the reaction oftentimes is something like, "Well, it's just a cartoon. It's just this. This shouldn't matter." But it does matter. I mean, look at how long it took Marvel. Marvel still, I mean, had a mainstream movie character that's gay.
Not a mainstream, no.
Eternals?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's not like
one of the-
mainstream.
Yeah,
he's
is that a character that the entire franchise is dependent on, right?
No, just that movie.
Right. And you had hints. You had one of the directors playing a gay character in the last Avengers movie. But they're so conservative about this stuff. It's like, oh, we can hint about it, or we can say, even in Star Wars, where you find out that one of the pilots had gay moms. It's not in the movies, so cool. Pay it all the lip service you want in the side stuff, but until you're actually showing this shit, you're just erasing those people. So they don't have any representation. They don't exist in your universe, no matter how much you say they do, until you actually show it. So.
Well, there's
I'll get off
reason.
my soapbox now.
No, there's reason enough to boycott Florida right there.
Yeah.
But Lightyear released on June 17th, and so we'll be seeing that in that movie. And you're right, in Eternals, that I consider that a major character for that film. I don't know where those characters will wind up later on down the road.
I'm
so I don't know.
I'm predicting nowhere.
You think?
I'm predicting they'll be the Inhumans of 2021.
I don't know. I got a feeling we're going to see a few of them back. Anyway, after these messages, we'll be right back.
Sorry, I just really went on a rampage there. Sorry about that.
Oh, why do you think I bring these stories?
Yeah. It just, got a gay kid in the house that says, "Oh, cool, another gay coded character." They're not actually gay when they're just coded. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like actually gay when it's up to us to decide.
Right.
Well, I mean, Phastos, it's pretty obvious in Eternals. I mean,
Right.
show with
Yeah.
husband, kid,
Sure, but it's it's not
Doesn't
it's
extend
not ice.
outside of that movie, though. Like, are we ever going to see those characters
As
again?
you said, I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't think
Right.
anyone knows.
I know you can still find the action figures pretty easily at any toy store.
Man, they are still selling Eternal shit, huh? Even at Costco.
They're just like,
Yeah.
please
take this.
Eternal shit.
We made so much of it.
My guy Sam, he goes,
My God.
wow. Comes back on a Monday and he goes, wow, Mr. B, That Eternals was really boring.
Oh my god.
Well, for a kid,
Kept
yeah.
telling
I-
everybody
did-
it's not for kids. It's
But
not
what
for
did the
kids.
kid? What did the
I
kid
know,
who
and I
likes all the
told him-
Wes Anderson movies say about it?
Yeah.
He didn't see it.
Oh, because he only watched Wes Anderson films.
Did we lose Jay
No,
altogether?
but it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
put in chat.
He
He's
did
got to
leave.
handle the situation.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then that's too bad because the next story was specifically for him. Oh well.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's get to it.
Oh God. Poor Jay.
All right. Here we go. Okay, I want to find out what you guys have been consuming this week, but before we do, and I'm sad that Jay had to step out because this next story is just for him because he's close friends with Frank Miller.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't he?
It's good, buddy.
No, it's not.
Anybody want to tell that story before I finish this?
Okay.
So
What-
Shannon will
Go
have a
ahead, Lee.
much better. All I know is we were in a motel lobby in San Diego when we went on the big let's go to San Diego Comic-Con thing, and Jimmy and Shannon look over and they see Frank Miller hanging out in the lobby of the motel, and Jay's like, "Oh shit, I got to go meet Frank Miller." And so he goes over, shakes this guy's hand, and is palling around with him, telling him what a huge fan he is.
God, I just love your shit, man. You're
I
fucking
love
great.
your stuff. And he comes back over.
I fucks with your shit, man.
And turns out he was talking to Frank Miller's brother.
Yeah,
That's Bud,
bro.
Frank Miller's bro.
it was.
So
Ever since then, it's been Frank Miller, good friend of Jay
Frank
Whitaker.
J. Whitaker. And was it Robert Rodriguez there too?
Yeah,
yes.
he was.
So
They were
here's
all-
Robert Rodriguez. One of
So it's like, I bet Robert Rodriguez tells this story too. One time I was at Comic-Con and this dumb motherfucker walked up.
he was so excited. It was one of the most purely geek show moments we've ever had in the history of the
really
show,
was.
where you're walking up to the creative force behind Machete and the Desperado movies and future director of the Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett and Frank Miller, creator of Sin City, The Dark Knight Returns, and you hang out and talk to his brother. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot for the guy in the middle.
The owners of Golden Apple Comics in Los Angeles
Found a
have-
wizard.
have launched a foundation to preserve and safeguard comic and art, the art of comic books, the art form of comics. And they have nabbed Frank Miller for its first fundraising events. The Apple Comic and Art Foundation stated goals to preserve, safeguard, and showcase private collections to ensure that comic books, art, and collectibles are secured for future generations. Now, here's what they explain what they're doing. Because of the changing landscape, having digital comics and NFTs and even using tablets to draw and make them, because that's what all of them do now, the original art form is slowly going away. This according to Ryan Leibowitz, the foundation's president.
It's
He says
actually really hard to find original art to buy.
Yeah. So the point of this is to celebrate and save comics. Now, the impetus of the foundation was a longtime Apple Comics customer wanted to donate his extensive collection to the University of Pennsylvania, where he went to school. And so the newly created foundation will now catalog and archive the collection and ensure its safe transportation. It's very popular for people to donate to universities. The problem is that the people at the universities don't specialize in comics. And so that's what they wanted to do. And part of the fundraiser is the first fundraising event is a charity screening and the North American premiere of a documentary about Frank Miller. I didn't know about this. Called Frank Miller, American Genius. And it centers on Frank, of course, who brought us all of those wonderful... he changed Daredevil into the character that I love so much.
Yeah.
It's not about his brother.
It's not about his brother, no.
Okay.
So the good news is it's March 25th. The bad news is it's in Arizona. That hellscape, the land that wants to kill you.
Oh, you mean the land that did kill my whole family?
Yeah,
Hey, it tried to get us in the 90s, but we were too drunk to notice.
that's
It
right.
just burn all my hair out.
So it'll be a Q&A with Frank. The film's director, Selene Thomas, will be there. And it is a fundraising event for that. And it will be at Atomic Comics, which was closed and is now reopening. It folded 10 years ago in Arizona. And they're going to have Frank down there autographing and all of that stuff. But this is a great thing, and it's true. I got thinking, because I've been buying old issues of comics, as you can see behind me, and hanging them up on the wall. But I got thinking maybe I should take the step into original comic art. I wonder.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's like how I like to track down Mondo posters.
Mm-hmm.
Our buddy Jeremiah Lupo buys original comic art. He went
he does?
and got
Egg.
he got
Egg does.
Egg does a ton, yeah.
he
I've
went and
seen
got
on his camera shots when we have him on the show. He's got something behind him, and I keep meaning to ask him what that is.
Do you
Behind
remember
him
that?
as well.
Do you remember that Sinister Six series that was so good, where it was only 5 people in the Sinister Six, and they were
Yes.
trying to steal a mobster's head, and it was on an RC car. Maya got the page of one of the guys in the Sinister Six, like stealing the head of the mobster, and so I mean, it's like, I think it's cool. I had a chance to get some Bernie Wrightson art a couple years ago, and I didn't have the money, and now I'm really kicking my own ass over that.
Well, Jeremiah, hang on to that stuff. It sounds like it's going to be worth something.
Yeah.
Guys, sorry, like my computer just shut down for a second, and I'm back. But I wanted to share my favorite Frank Miller memory. I was also with you, Carrie.
Oh, yes. I've still got that over there. Yeah.
Yeah, when we went and lined up to have our copies of Sin City signed by Frank Miller. Mm-hmm. And this is after we all knew he had directed RoboCop 2. And remember, it got delayed forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
And so I get up to and I'm like, Mr. Miller, blah, blah, blah. And I go, so, hey, what's the story with RoboCop? And Frank Miller looks at me and goes, well, Officer Murphy was shot. And then he's just earnestly going through the origin of RoboCop. And then he couldn't take it anymore. He just started laughing. It was so fucking funny.
Now, Egg's in the chat
awesome.
room. Is it Superior Foes of Spider-Man that you have behind you, Egg? Is that the artwork? I'd love to see it. Anyway, so there is that. Okay, let's find out what you guys have been consuming this week. Who wants to start?
Before we do that,
Oh, yes.
I just looked up Bernie Wrightson original art. Mm-hmm. Since he died, his art has greatly appreciated. So some of the for instance, if you want the cover of Swamp Thing #1, it's only $191,000.
Nothing.
So, and that makes me sad because I know that Bernie Wrightson did not die well off.
And he probably never made $191,000 in his life.
Yeah, these guys were commissioned.
God, that's such bullshit.
Yeah.
It's such bullshit.
All right. Well, now that makes me not want to get into it now.
But then you could say you spent money that Bernie Wrightson never saw.
Oh, Egg says he has a Jeff Parker page from Agents of Atlas. Stop stirring your drink, whoever that is. Thank you.
Shannon.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff Parker from Agents of Atlas. I love that comic. I would love that.
Nice.
Okay. Anyway, all right. What did we consume this week? Who wants to go?
I'll go first.
Okay, Rebecca.
So I watched Turning Red, which I really loved because who among us has not been a 13-year-old horny girl getting her period for the first time?
I was not, but I still loved it.
Yeah, very very sweet. I have never been into anime or anything, but I still had a really good appreciation for it.
Awesome.
I watched a horror movie on Hulu that I'm really bummed about called The Deep House, which is a really interesting concept where it's a haunted house, but it's underwater. And what they did was they reached into...
Stupid.
It's a really interesting premise, but what they did was they reached their hand into a hat full of tropes, and they picked out a bunch of them, and they're like, we're going to use all of the tropes that we picked out of this hat.
What do we got, guys? We're going to use them all.
Yeah, and it was really frustrating.
Now, wait. Question, though.
Yeah, what's up?
Is everyone in the haunted house underwater in scuba gear?
the
Like the
so
human
the show, the
characters?
movie, it's about this couple who they are vloggers and they go to like abandoned houses and sites and stuff like that,
Trope
which is
number one.
which is a really interesting like thing on YouTube anyway. But then
Right.
they have heard of this place where the town was flooded and
Okay.
there are some homes underwater, so they have been prepping and they have scuba gear and they
So
go.
they went to Thistle in central Utah.
Yes. Yes.
But nobody else
Okay,
has
so-
scuba gear.
All right,
just
so
the
it's not like
people.
a preserved house that has air in it for some reason underwater.
No,
They're
it's-
actually in.
No, it's underwater, which is another like horror trope, being
Right.
underwater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zachary Hansen asking if they split up to investigate. Absolutely, they do.
Of course.
So,
Well, why not?
and then I picked up the last Entertainment Weekly ever.
Wow.
The last physical Entertainment Weekly.
See,
Wow.
That is
this blows me
glossy.
away because I was there from issue 1, getting Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, I grew up on Entertainment Weekly, and I'm actually really emotional
That's
about
wild.
it.
I mean,
You
there's
know,
still a
I-
magazine,
uh,
right?
Yeah. What?
There's still a magazine, just not doing print.
They're
Yeah,
digital.
online. Yeah, they're online.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go see X tonight. I didn't see it before we recorded, but I'm gonna go see it tonight.
It's for those who don't know, it's about a group of filmmakers who are making a porno, and they go to the middle of nowhere in Texas to make a porno. What could go
Brittany
wrong?
Snow, Jenna Ortega, Kid Cudi.
Yeah,
Very excited.
yeah. What could go wrong?
What
Is
could
this
go
the
wrong?
the Hills Have Eyes with the porno shoot
Porn.
going on in
and
the background?
A24.
Oh.
Well, there you go. That's
Wow. Yeah.
our A24 mistress there.
I saw a guy reviewing it and he goes, so it's A24, so it gets oddly artsy at some points.
Oddly.
There's nothing oddly about
do you mean
A24
oddly?
and artsy. You ever seen The Lobster? I mean, come on.
So well, that's the thing. Mondo has been, because you know how they do like drops. This whole month they're doing A24 films, A24 horror particularly. So they had a Green Room poster. This week they had Hereditary and The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which I'm really mad I missed out on both of them.
So
But
those are
you know,
all right up your alley.
yeah. So if you like Mondo and A24 horror, they've been doing drops, and they will for the next couple of weeks.
Tiffany in the chat room refers to this movie as The Hills Have Hard-Ons. Okay.
There it is.
Nice.
The hills.
Well
the
played.
hills. The hills have thighs.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Thighs. There you go. Rhymes.
Yeah.
That's the way to go with
Yeah.
it. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay, Tony.
I didn't watch a whole lot of new stuff this week, but I'm keeping up on the stuff that's still coming out weekly. You know, like Picard, freaking awesome.
Yeah.
We finished up Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, freaking awesome. You know, that
Can
kind
I
of thing.
say, that show, I can't get into it.
Really?
I really
I
can't.
stopped after season 3, I think.
Well, yeah.
I just,
before
for
this
some
current
reason,
season.
they're forced, like, old 1940s talk. It drives me nuts.
And see, usually that
Forced.
drives me nuts as well, but it doesn't bother me in this show. It just fits
Amy,
for some reason.
It's Amy Sherman Palladino, and like if you watch Gilmore Girls or any of her other shows, she's just such a natural writer with language. She's got
Well-
that Aaron Sorkin style of dialogue writing that I just
Aaron
love.
Sorkin, but for women.
And the
Exactly.
thing is I don't like her other shows, but I love
love her
Marvelous
stuff.
Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah.
So anyway, I really like that one. Let's see, The Dropout. Have I talked about this show yet with you guys?
I don't think so. About Elizabeth Holmes or whatever.
Yes, the Elizabeth Holmes docudrama, I guess is what it is.
Amanda
or whatever.
Seyfried.
Amanda Seyfried plays Elizabeth Holmes. It's about basically the rise of her and Theranos, the blood testing hoax company. Oh, it's so fascinating. I highly recommend that show if you have any interest in an interesting, based on a true story show about a weirdo. And then we watched The Atom Project. I liked that one. I
Yeah.
thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I see people dumping on it because it's too like campy or whatever, and I'm just like, shut up, it's good. So, highly recommend that one. And I got to get this one off my chest. It's one of my wife's and I's guilty pleasures. We watch the Bachelor shows, and wow, I just got to say, the last episode of this last season, that Clayton fella, he's one dumb guy.
So
wow.
I read an article about what happened in this last episode. All of them are fucking idiots.
Oh yeah, and
everybody sucks.
He's the king idiot though.
He's king idiot for sure.
Wow.
But Susie, I guess, she's queen idiot too.
Yeah, it's bad. But anyway, anyway, I don't even know what to say about that other than you idiot. Okay, that's it for me.
Who's next?
I can go. We got a couple things. So, luckily for Carrie, not a lot of action on this week's Masked Singer that I have to cover.
Yeah, who's
just
on
the
it,
regular drama. Who was unmasked?
Yeah.
It was Joe Buck.
Joe Buck?
I
Carrie,
guess he's a sports guy.
Yeah, okay, you watched that show with Hank Azaria, right, where he's the sportscaster?
Yeah.
That his rival in that show, Joe Buck.
Okay.
That's actually a real person who's a real sportscaster, Joe Buck.
Okay.
I didn't know that until semi-recently, so there you go, Joe Buck.
We're such geek nerds.
I know, right?
And then...
yeah, Brockmeyer, yeah.
I started watching that new Amy Schumer thing last night.
Life and Beth.
Life and Beth. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
Is it on Hulu? Where is that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's on Hulu because I've been getting 1,000 ads for it.
But it's weird and dark, which I was not expecting from Amy Schumer. And
okay.
Really?
I really like it. It's weird. But
all right.
That's it. That's what I got.
Lee?
All right. So before I died on Tuesday, I managed to watch, because Tony was talking about the show, and I said, well, I have to watch this show. It sounds right up my alley. And so I started Upload.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say Guardians of the Justice.
I love it, Rebecca.
Because I've been trying to decide if I want to watch it.
Oh, I love it.
It's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Did you like Parks and Rec?
Well, I know it's the guy. I know it's the same guy.
So what I love is that they gave me a surprise I was not expecting, in that I see a show with Robbie Amell, and I say, well, Stephen Amell was not the world's greatest actor, so what? I'm going to keep my expectations low. Turns out Robbie Amell,
he's good.
Damn delightful.
Yeah, not
the
bad
show
at all.
It has a lot of heart. It has a lot of sincerity. It also has this kind of anti-corporate leaning that I absolutely love. So I really enjoyed that. And then of course,
it's got, like, one of my favorite things is the dystopian technology involved in everything.
Well, and there's a thing that happens recurrently, and I'm only a couple episodes in, but there's this whole thing where in your afterlife, anything you want to do above the base package costs your survivors money. And so that, you just know that's everything here is possible. This is all possible.
That's what sucks.
If you have money.
Consciousness is mappable. We know consciousness will be mappable. We know there's going to be a point where somebody's going to say, we can do this. We can take your consciousness, we can map it, put it on a thumb drive, and we'll let your family go to the afterlife. I love the implications that faith is being torn apart, because people are like, well, we don't necessarily need heaven. We can go visit grandma over here. And so, yeah, it's actually really...
show.
It's big sci-fi in a comedy, and I love that. So,
so good.
And then I died, and so I did what I do every time.
Heaven?
Well, this is what I do when I'm not feeling well. I tend to surf like in delirium. So if you have ever had a fever of about 104 and just binge watch Bob's Burgers, it is the weirdest experience you'll ever have in your life. But then at one point I woke up and I couldn't figure out why Zendaya was doing drugs and dying, and realized that I had somehow switched over to Euphoria. And so that was interesting. I literally went from Tina watching her parents run in the nude decathlon on Bob's Burgers to Zendaya dying. So that's an incredible experience.
So did you start watching Euphoria, or
no? Because at one point I was just like,
thank you, Carrie.
Yeah, I
that's
realized
the sound I make when I watch Euphoria.
what moments I was conscious during Euphoria. I thought to myself, this is not for me. And so then post resurrection, we're catching up on Lost Season 3.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
oh my God, Ben Linus is the greatest villain in the history of
fuck
television.
yeah.
He's
He's
a
great. I
puppeteer. A
so
mastermind.
That fucking lizard going through the whole thing with tricking Jack and not tricking Jack, and then hiring that one lady that looks kind of like his ex-wife, and then the dissolution of the relationship between John Locke and Sayid. I mean, that's a heartbreaker right there. And
The
then to top
island
it off,
requires a lot.
we're
Yep.
really, really close to Charlie dying, and I just know it's coming. And poor
His boat.
man, what a great show! That
Yeah,
Lost is.
boy.
Been saying it for years.
If you're close to Charlie dying, that means you're also close to the best love story episode of all time,
Well,
The
'cause
Constant.
Because Desi keeps telling him, because Desmond's at that point right now where he keeps trying to stop Charlie from doing shit. Like, don't go get those birds, Charlie, you'll die.
Yep.
Don't masturbate in that box, Charlie, you'll die. It's just nonstop.
Who hasn't
Don't-
heard that one?
Right.
Come on.
Seriously.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Well, I usually don't recommend a show until I've seen at least 3 episodes of it. But I thoroughly enjoyed the first episode of Welcome to Flatch, which
I was
is
gonna watch that last night, and Jen was like,
Flatch,
no.
like flatulence.
like
Yeah.
flatulence. Yeah.
Oh, I
A
am
town
in.
of farts. You mean my house?
It's about a small town called Flatch, and all I have to do is say exactly. All I have to do is say Aya Cash is in it, and I'm there.
Right.
Oh.
So it's just a documentary style show about this small town.
And what's his name? From American Pie's in it?
Jason Biggs.
No, Sean William Scott.
Williams.
Oh.
Sean William Scott.
What?
He's doing stuff.
I haven't
They
seen him
found
in anything in a
They
decade.
found him. They found him. They
He plays
found
He
him.
was. Oh.
I think the rundown was the last thing I saw him.
Was that Pie Fucker or Pie Fucker's friend?
Pie Fucker's
Friend.
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 Okay.
He plays the father, the priest of the town, of the church, who
Okay.
used to date Aya Cash, but they're still in the same town and they're not dating, but they clearly haven't gotten over each other.
Aw.
But it's just because I grew up in a similar type of a situation, I think, is probably why I'm enjoying it so much.
You're a target
let's-
audience.
Exactly. Both treks this week were just terrific.
Watching tonight.
I can't get over. First of all, episode 3 of Picard season 2, so good, so good. Where and this is not a spoiler because we've been telling you this is the plot of the show, where they finally make it to Earth 2024, and just so good. And then the season finale, was it season 4 of Discovery? I immediately messaged Lee and I went, "That was some of the trekkiest trek that we've ever trekked to trek." And
And
How much
I
Trek would a
responded,
Star Trek trek if a Star Trek could trek?
exactly.
and my response was, "Is that you, Mr. Panda? I can't see you."
That was some good trek. Anyway, so I watched also the first episode of DMZ. I'm not going to recommend it yet because I'm not sure.
2 more
I was-
episodes, right?
I was just I think there's 6 or 4.
Oh, but you need 3 before you recommend.
Yeah, that's true. But Rosario Dawson is always wonderful and transcendent. But my new favorite show, and Sue and I watched, I think, 4 episodes of this just last night, is on Netflix, and the name of the show is It Cake?
I saw an ad for
Fuck,
this.
what?
I love that you did that whole build-up as Casey Kasem.
Is it
Only-
cake?
There's 12 people watching right now who even know what the fuck you just did, Kerry Jackson.
I know, right? Is It Cake is the name of the show. It's hosted by Mikey Day from Saturday Night Live. And here's
the
the
name
plot.
of that show is It Cake?
Is it cake? And it's funny because it's a drinking game now. Anytime Mikey Day goes, "Is it cake?" I'm there. It's just they get these. You've seen these cake bakers
You
and
know
how they
that
can make.
trend that was popular a while ago, like 6 months
cut
ago,
into
and
it.
now they've made a show about it.
Well, it takes some time to set up the lights and everything.
The lights.
But they make cakes that look like real items. So maybe it's shoes. And so they'll have 5 shoes up on this platform, and one of them is cake. And so
Oh my God! Yes, please.
the celebrity guests have to guess which one of those 5 things is
ooh.
cake.
If they pick the wrong thing, do they make him eat the real thing?
I wish
shoe
that
leather.
would only make the show better. But so
Eat
here
these
comes
fucking shoes.
So here comes
Dog.
Mikey Day, and they always give him this oversized, ridiculous knife. At one point, he had a samurai sword, And there's like purses, all of these purses. Which one is it? Cake? Is it cake?
And then he chops an expensive rare Louis Vuitton in half.
Yes.
Awesome.
So it's
I'm in.
just
I'm gonna go demand that this is turned on after we're done.
We are literally 30 seconds away from I'll buy that for $1.
or how about
We really are.
No, I think we're close to ow my balls.
ow my balls. Yes. Is it cake? Is the show?
I'm just wondering if Paul Verhoeven looks back on RoboCop and goes, "I fucking warned you."
Now, here's the thing. Sometimes with shows like this, I'll say don't watch them drunk. In this case, I insist that you watch this show drunk, all right? Make it the drinking game. Anytime someone says, is it cake, that's your...
You know what? I'm going to pitch a game show to Netflix called Will It Float?
Exactly. It's the same thing. It's, will it
Next up, will it blend?
blend,
Oh, they already have a YouTube channel for that. So.
Exactly.
Well, Is It Cake was already a YouTube sensation, like, recently.
Mm-hmm.
I still, if I'm scrolling through the stories, I still see a woman who's like, I'm tricking my husband. He thinks this is wings, but it's really cake.
And he
So
bites
he
it and
wins.
he's like,
So he wins either way.
Right.
Yeah.
What a prank.
Yeah. You dick. It'd be another
this
thing if
is
you
fucking
gave.
cake.
It'd be another
Get a
thing if you're the.
divorce.
It'd be the other thing if some asshole's like, "Here, Lee, I made you a cake and I eat it. And
goes-
it's wings."
He goes to reach out to his wife. Wife, this is not wings. This is cake. Grabs her arm. It's cake. Gets up from his bed. Goes into the bathroom to look in the mirror. It's cake. Goes to his car. Tries to start his car. Puts the key in ignition. It's cake. It's cake.
Rebecca. You just described the greatest Batman villain of all time.
You did.
Cake
You
man?
did.
The cakester. The cakester.
Oh, Bruce Wayne! Look what happened to you, Bruce Wayne! Your entire manner has been replaced by cake!
Oh!
Did you see that in an interview recently, Robert Pattinson said his favorite Batman villain is the Condiment King?
Yes. Bring him. All right.
Could you imagine? It's like that. Like you've committed a crime, and then you're just put in a place, and everything you try to use is cake.
That's right.
He's
So
like King
fucking
Midas.
crazy.
King Midas, except everything he touches turns into fondant.
Yeah.
It's Cake Midas. Cake Midas. All right.
Midas.
Games. Tony and Len will close up.
Yeah. Let's see. So this
The
week,
games are cakes.
the end of March, there's quite a few good games coming out, or potentially good games anyway. What's today? The 19th? Yeah. Okay. So
Saturday.
on PS4 and PS5, they're finally getting The Ascent, which came out last year on Xbox and PC, and that's a really neat cyberpunk style third-person isometric RPG with a lot of really, really cool cyberpunk artwork and stylization in there. Something called High Rise City, something called Lumote, the Master Moat Chronicles. I don't know. A Memoir Blue.
Is it a moat creation simulator where you make the thing of water around your castle the moat?
You know,
Is that what it
I
is?
would get more into that than whatever this probably is. And then also coming out this week, 3 games I'm actually looking forward to. On the Switch, we got Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It's a new Kirby game. Yeah. And this one from the makers of the Evil Within games. We have, where'd it go? Ghostwire Tokyo. I think that looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the fantasy shoot 'em up we've been waiting for quite a while now. Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Yay.
Coming out.
Pre-ordered by us.
Yep. And so
I'm excited about that.
that's coming out this week.
right.
And I'm very excited for it.
Okay.
I believe the Cake Midas was actually originally played by Otto Preminger in Batman
Yes.
66.
Yes, Batman. All right.
Yes, I have replaced your bat computer with this nice heavy sponge.
Robin, I can't use the bat computer. It's cake.
Did someone say soggy bottom?
Mr. B, if you would, please.
Okay, look, Ham, I don't like him, and I don't want you fucking bringing him around anymore. Okay? Squats is not allowed in this house.
That's right.
Wait, hold on. Cake, are you listening? Are you listening, Cake? Wait, your cake!
The ham.
The ham is cake!
As he's attacked by his dog.
Moose is like, I'm gonna play.
Moose is like, I'm Cake. I am Cake.
I signed off this show.
Hey, dog.
The door just slams open. Wham!
Well, it's time we announce our new panelist, Moose.
Cake dog. Ham cake dog.
Cake dog.
like-
Yep.
Dog. Moose.
You ever tasted dirty denim? It's delicious.
Hawkeye has pizza dog. We have cake dog.
But they are not the same. Pizza dog eats pizza. Cake dog is cake.
This dog is cake.
The dog walks around going, I am a dog, and I like girls in short skirts and long jackets.
Jackets.
The band is cake!
All right. Thank you all the folks in the chat room. Thank you. And Egg, I didn't
thanks
see
for
your tweet.
joining us.
He said he tweeted the artwork out, and I couldn't find it.
He didn't say today.
Oh, okay.
2 years ago, I tweeted this picture.
2 years ago, I
gonna say, I'm
tweeted the
not-
room.
See if you
I'm
can
not going to
find
go
it.
into your timeline, Egg. I'm just going to,
Robin.
DM me. Good
Robin, it
Lord.
appears that that artwork is cake. So I'm very excited about the prospect. As a
Red velvet.
cake-based comedian, I'm really excited about all this stuff. So
All your jokes revolve around cake.
That's
all my
right.
cakes are lies.
Anyway, thanks everyone in the chat room.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Oh, he tagged it in Geek Show. That's why I didn't see it. Bye-bye.
Oh.
I was looking on my